Trapped within these chamber walls where silence loudly calls. A pattern, a mystery in the yellow that enthralls. Each line, each crease, a tale untold of minds and shackles bold. A woman's voice fades and cold. In these patterns it unfolds. Shadows behind the yellow, where secret whispers dwell. A dance of liberation from an invisible cell. In the maze of lines and colors, a truth begins to swirl. The essence of her being, breaking the conforming shell. Beneath the guise of care lies a cage so bare. In the guise of rest, a life stifled of incest. But in the depths of her mind, a different world she'd find, where shadows dance unfettered and unconfined. Shadows behind the yellow, where dreams dare to roam. In the quiet rebellion, she found her silent home. Against the bars of yellow, her spirit fiercely shone, tearing down the wallpaper where her light had grown. In the yellow she saw faces, hidden stories, forgotten graces. A reflection of her own plight in those twisted, turning spaces. The yellow wallpaper, once a prison, now a gate to a realm where her mind can freely articulate. With every tear of paper, a layer of her fear. The woman in the wall, slowly drawing near. In the unraveling of yellow, her own liberation from the bindings of sanity, a poignant revelation. Shadows behind the yellow, a testament to her fight. In the crumpled remnants emerged a newfound light. Beyond the oppressive yellow, a world vast and bright, where her soul can wander in the expanse of the night. So look beyond the wallpaper to what lies underneath. In the shadows and the patterns, find your hidden relief. For within the confines of the yellow, truth silently breathes. And in its liberation, your own freedom bequeaths. In a room cloaked in silence, under watchful eyes, walls whisper tales of despair beneath the guise. Patterns swirl in a dance, a labyrinthine trance, a world confined, a spirit's desperate chance. Behind the yellow wall, where shadows speak, a woman's mind, once strong, now rendered weak. But in the depths of madness, a truth unveiled, a plea for freedom in yellow, deeply detailed. She traces lines in the dim candle's glow, finding faces, places none will ever know. A secret rebellion, growing wild and tall. In the twisted vines, her escape from thrall. wallpaper in the night, a silent spectral guide, showing the path to where her true self resides. With each tear of paper, a piece of her soul, she reclaims from the depths of a gaping hole. And so she crawls in liberation's bittersweet strife, amid the ruins of her constructed life. As the wallpaper crumbles, so does the page. On this yellow parchment, she rewrites her stage. Behind the yellow wall, a liberation scene. From the confines of a decorated tree, in the wreckage of the wall, her spirit soars beyond societal locks and closed doors. So let the story unfold of a mind entwined in patterns of oppression that are once confined. But behind the yellow wall, a will so fierce broke through the barriers, layer by layer, pierced. In a room of silent whispers, where shadows dance and sway, a woman traces patterns where her freedom fades away. Surrounded by a yellow gaze that clings to every thought, she seeks to find herself in battles fought and lost. Within these walls, a mind unfolds beneath the yellow guise, a story untold of chains that hold and a spirit that defies. She reaches for a world beyond that creeping, eerie sprawl, trapped in twisted vines of her own making within these walls. The paper peels, the patterns move in a morbid, mocking dance. Each day she sinks a little more, caught in a haunting trance. Her reality blurs, where sanity swirls down a spiraling fall. In the depth of the wallpaper, she hears her silent call. Within these walls, where whispers crawl and freedom's but a dream, she finds her strength in madness length, tearing at the seam. Against the stark, oppressive dark, her resolve begins to crawl, to break the chains, to end the pains within these walls. A woman's plea for liberty in shadowed corners sprawled. Against the grain she fights in vain, by her own mind appalled. Yet in this fight, in darkest night, a light begins to gleam. In the yellow haze she finds her gaze and dares to dream. With fingernails and will that wails, she strips the layers bare. Underneath the oppressive sheath, a breath of fresher air. In tearing down that yellow gown, she carves out her own hall, a passage made from shade to glade beyond these yellow walls. Within these walls, a soul recalls the strength to overthrow the yellow trap that closed the gap on the light it once forswore. In every tear, in every fear, a newfound hope enthralls. For in the end, she will transcend the prison of these walls. So listen close to the shadow's ghost in their quiet, desperate calls. Find the strength to change your length within your own walls. For beyond the yellow mellow and all that appalls lies a world wide and bright, gleaming outside these walls.